I'm waiting to get, gotta make sure the clock's running. I'm waiting to get a couple of things I needed to get to finish up the coffee enema video set that I'm working on right now. And so in this brief interlude that I've got here for a few days, something happened, and it's kind of given me an inspiration to make this video because it just, it just added some gravity to everything and what I'm doing here, or at least what I'm trying to do here. So I got a text from a couple, or a former couple. One of the individuals in the relationship died. And this individual I actually had talked to this person a number of times, and did my best to encourage not doing chemotherapy and all the stuff that I talk about in my videos. But you can't, as you guys are finding out watching this stuff, you can't convey this stuff quickly, and because the human body is complicated. It's extremely complex, and because it has so many features and so many just incredible systems in it, both biologically as well as metaphysically, and just the scenario of life that we're in, which is absolutely unbelievable. You don't know how to be healthy, live healthy, fight disease and stuff quickly. It's a process of learning. And it reminds me of the quote from Joseph Campbell, who was such an inspiration to me when I was in the center of it, man. But Joe communicated that the hero is ready for the adventure when it comes to them. The impossible magic of life and nature which infuses it brings about to those that are ready the challenge that will show to them the answers that they seek. For me, cancer delivered to me answers to questions that I wasn't asking, but delivered to me the understanding that I sought. You see, it has to come spontaneously. It has to come from the space that is no space, right? So I get this text from this person who's lost the love of their life, and because this individual chose chemotherapy, the medical system completely bankrupted this individual. So now, as a 70-year-old, this individual has to find work because this person has no money anymore. They dumped all that they had into the disease to try and beat it, and it didn't work out. And I communicate that to say that cancer plays the game to the death. And it doesn't care if you're a young mom, and it doesn't care if you're just entering retirement, worked your whole life, going into your golden years with all these grandkids. Man, it'll wipe you out. Make no mistake. So, if you don't prepare, most likely you're not going to make it, because you're not going to understand or know anything about yourself. So you're going to be blind. And then you're going to go see a doctor who has been indoctrinated into a reductionistic approach. So they're not going to pursue why you got cancer. They're not going to give you answers as to naturally ways that you can begin to deal with it that won't cause all these terrible side effects, on and on. You've heard the rigmarole I've given. And so you're at the mercy because you don't know. Nobody's told you any of this stuff. And nobody asks the question until it's too late. It's like you don't know if the cookie's poisonous until you've eaten it, and at that point it's too late. And so preparation for the journey of life requires of you now, sorry, it's a train, requires of you now to no longer be complacent in your life. You don't have that option anymore. You don't have that option. It doesn't matter if you're 15, 25, 90, 10, doesn't matter. If you got kids, it's your responsibility now to prepare those kids for the life that they're going to face. And I'm telling you, it is toxic. You can't deny it anymore. If you deny it, you're going to die. And it most likely will be very painful. And I just want to let everybody know that cancer is painful. It hurts. Sometimes pain so bad, I was seeing spots as the cancer was literally eating my flesh, the testicle, the flesh that composed my testicle. I felt what that was like to be eaten. You can't imagine what that psychology's like, man. Never mind the physical pain, you know. And so, if you're going to outfit yourself appropriately for the life scenario that you are in, denial or not, that you are in, you have to be prepared. And so all I'm trying to do here is light a fire. I want to light a fire that you can't argue, a fire that you can't deny, a fire that you can't walk away from if you really think about every single one of the videos I've done on Facebook. Because there's substance there, because it comes from the trenches. You're looking at a person who's been in it, who's been down in it, fighting for life, for understanding, to make sense. When I'm delivered all these answers that the journey is delivering to me that do not coincide, that don't work with anything that I've been trained in my whole life, for life. This is not a blame game. This is just the harsh reality that life delivered to me. Thank God. Thank God life delivered to me answers that I could not equate to my life, and that I couldn't fit the answers into the holes that I had made. God, how do you describe this stuff? I couldn't fit them. It didn't work. But it was my life. It was my life. So it's like, well, I can't deny that. I mean, I can't deny my life because I'm living it. And I can't deny the reality that I'm in. I'm fighting for my life. I'm dying. And so if I don't change, if I don't adjust the vector, which required a 180, if I don't adjust the vector, I'm going to die. It's like that video I showed on my thing, and it was like, I was like Dwight. And I'm like, the end is coming, you know? The wave is coming, the end is coming, the void is coming. Look, man, and all the teachings that had been guiding me were just like saying, stay on the road, keep going, keep going, keep going. You know, keep following the path that's been delivered to you. And I'm like, no, man, it's going down, man. I'm dying, it's going down. And thank God I had a mind that was able to start seeing clearly so that I could navigate myself with this life vector that, man, went into all the spaces that I was told not to go. None of this is to instill or instigate fear. None of this. Please just picture this in your head. Let's say like you're on a a trek across like on a long trek that's taking like a year. I'm making this up as I go. A long trek that's like going to take you a year. And you're going along this way, and you're with a group of people. You're with like 100 people, and you're all working together, and everybody's doing their best, and you guys have a pattern and a rhythm that you're going, that's keeping you going, right? Okay. And so you come to this embankment, you come to this large body of water, and you see this individual who's coming back the opposite way. And man, this individual, like, you see this person, and you're like, holy crap. They got scars all over. They got, they're bloody in some parts. They're a little bit off, and you see this person, and they come, to the bank of the shore. And you're there with all your companions and all these people that you're surviving with. And this individual starts unloading the truck as to what is going to befall you if you go the way that they went. And you're like, what? And this guy's talking about all kinds of stuff that's just like, that doesn't make any sense at all. And so you start consulting, all the smart people that you've been with your life, right? That have been on this path with you. So, you start consulting all the people that everybody else says that's the person to talk to. That person knows what's going on. That person, that's the gig, right? And they're telling you things, and you're like going back and talking to this guy that's come on the shore, and it's like, and he's like, no, it's not like that. No, it's not like that at all, actually. It's like this. And the answer's the opposite of what you've been told. And it's just like what I'm doing right now. And I'm coming along, and I'm talking like a madman to a lot of people. And I'm saying things that people are just like, no way. Shutting me off. It's too much. Wrong delivery. He's not wearing the costume that makes me comfortable, right? I'm not talking the language that you're familiar with and makes sense and works right along with your life values, I'm kind of sounding crazy at times. Sounding kind of nuts. But hopefully, for a few of you, that there's something there that you see. It's the same kind of thing that I saw in Dr. Chen, same kind of thing that I saw in Joseph Campbell. And I'm not saying I'm anywhere near those guys as far as understanding. Please. I'm saying I'm trying to compare that little thread of like, that just makes so much freaking sense. That just makes so much sense. And so he can't be nuts. It's like the first time I heard Terrence McKenna. Yeah, that guy was saying stuff that was just like, what? About drugs, about hallucinogenics, about altered states, about all this stuff. All this extra, quote-unquote, extraterrestrial stuff. Meaning so off the map, spiritually, emotionally, physiologically, that it's like this guy is from freaking space. Where does this guy get off saying what he says? And I know that there are medical doctors that hear what I say and are just giving me the finger. And I totally understand. Because I was given the finger from the medical doctors that I talked to when I had cancer. And they didn't like me. Because I didn't go with it. I didn't talk the language that I was supposed to talk. So what I'm trying to behave like, if you want to look at this biologically, is I'm trying to behave like an enzyme. Breaking down things that are toxic and trying to build things that are holistic, that are helpful. And I'm really trying to behave just like that. Not breaking down myself, trying to stay sane myself. And it's not easy, trust me. But trying to bring some of these fundamental understandings that I know other people can identify with, whether it's metaphysics or holistic medicine or whatever, that I know some people can identify with. So trying to put some substance and just some light into some spaces where people can go in there and start building their gig and doing their thing. And then breaking down these very, very, very sensitive, especially when it comes to spiritual stuff, metaphysical stuff, and then especially when it comes to doctors and what they understand as far as allopathic reductionism, which is where they have put their life's work, right? I've got friends that have put their life's work into allopathic reductionism, into conservative Christianity, their life to this day. And so, since everybody is on their own path and needs to be on their own path to find understanding, there's going to be threads within the work that I'm doing that are going to be catalysts for people to heal. That's my juice. Healing people is my juice, especially children, especially parents of children, and tooling parents of children so that their kids, so that I can be a catalyst, so that those kids can be appropriately outfitted for what's going to befall them in life. And I feel the same way when it comes to disease, especially cancer, because I had it. But in addition, especially diseases that are really, really a bugbear. Cancers that the Western medical system has given up on, that's my calling right there. Diseases of the emotional state, the emotional mind, the emotional gravity of life, those are tough diseases. In other words, post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, attention disorders, especially for kids, autism, because I'm partially autistic, and these diseases which people don't have resolution, they have nowhere to go. And I want to be someone that comes along and completely fearlessly walks into that space, and it's like, what's the problem? There are many options here. There are many options. Stage 5 pancreatic cancer, what's the problem? There are many options for you. Depression you've been suffering with for 20 years? Yes, you have many options that you haven't tried. Weight loss, haven't been able to lose 30, 40, 50 pounds, and it's getting worse, and you cannot get it resolved. And the only thing the doctor's saying is you should get lap band surgery, and you know, if you have any common sense, you know that that's not going to work. How do you get nutrients into the body and so forth? And so I come into these people, and I'm like, welcome to the party, man. Welcome. You have nothing to fear. There are many options. You just don't know. You just don't know. You've been impoverished by this whacked medical system, enormous quotes around that, a medical system that we have here in the West for those diseases, for the things I've mentioned that the Western medical system has totally and completely and utterly failed. Totally failed. And if you can't admit that as a Western doctor, you talk about living in an illusion. You talk about living in a complete simulacrum. My God. God help you.